Hey there, everyone. It's Trevor Eichler, the new host of In Touch with the Hudson Valley. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, Conor Walsh spoke with Perez, the co-founder of Lumber, a company looking to streamline construction and bring the best technology to construction and look towards the future. Lumber is looking to bring AI to the forefront of construction workforce management, simplifying complex processes. Conor, take it away.
Hello, Hudson Valley. You're listening to another episode of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. And I'm really excited to get into this episode, especially as somebody who's done a lot of work to his house recently and knowing how much housing and building materials costs. And obviously, I'm doing it partly from scratch. I'm bringing in some other people. But if you're working in construction, you're working in housing, you know how difficult this stuff can be. So the company that we're speaking with today is here to help streamline all that. And I'm excited to see what they're doing to innovate and revolutionize the construction business. So with us today, we have Perez, the co-founder of Lumber. And no, we're not just talking about just some pieces of wood. This is a really exciting company. Lou, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Conor. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, of course, people who are listening, they hear lumber, they think of like a 2x4 or something. But what exactly is this company, Lumber, and how are you guys breaking through and help reconstructing the construction business?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Conor. You know, I actually come from the industry. I used to be a carpenter and worked in the field, project managed, and a lot of the processes that we're dealing with were really manual. We dealt with putting a lot of things on paper. We barely even emailed. We actually had to run our timesheets over to the person in the back office so that they could process our payroll, and a whole lot of time-consuming processes. It just wasn't efficient. So when I started collaborating with the other founders, we have 6 founders total of Lumber, we ended up interviewing over 200 contractors to figure out, is there ways to streamline this? What can we do better? How can we bring the best tech to construction and move things forward? So what we ended up developing, and we have a rock star engineering team spearheaded by our incredible CTO and co-founder Manish Kumar. And we do also have an incredible CEO, Shrisha Ramdas, who's a 4-time entrepreneur. One of his companies that actually ended up going public. So the success behind Lumber is definitely because of the leadership that's involved. We have an award-winning head of design that has really made the application field-centric and adoptable by the field because of the look and feel by itself. And then our head of product comes from the fintech industry, anything payments related. The guy is a genius. His name's Oleg Pravdin. And our head of design, just to throw his name out there, is Greg Fast as well. So incredible team that we have with us. And what we ended up developing is an all-in-one construction workforce management platform that gives a 360 experience for the worker. And what that actually means is if they're clocking in, clocking out within their phone application, they are helping get data from the field to the back office. There's different modules that are built into this, like they can have a scheduled dispatch application being used where they know exactly where they need to go for the day. They're completing the task. And what that actually helps with is real-time job costing. Knowing where you are at within your project budget and have a clear view of where you're going and you can forecast is a tremendous benefit. And then that all ties into payroll. And then we have safety and compliance, field productivity, and the world's first gamification module.
Ooh.
And yeah, some people ask, how does the gamification work in construction? And it's pretty interesting. The technology that we put in the hands of the workers for them to simply clock in and clock out, well, if they're clocking in on time for a specific amount of time, they can get a badge for that. Or if they take their breaks on time, they can get a badge for that. And let's say they weren't injured for a month, they can get a badge for that. And what are these badges? these badges can actually be tied to incentives like gift cards, or if they have a company swag store, if they want to redeem a t-shirt with their company logo on that. Really cool things to incentivize the workers and, help adopt the technology that we're putting in the hands of how they're doing the work today.
Oh,
and then,
awesome.
yeah, and there's the full-blown 360 experience does also include HR, onboarding, recruiting, benefits administration. So they have a whole lot of power from bringing in new workers to the workforce, having them go through an automated onboarding workflow, and then immediately putting them into the system, and they've already completed their benefits and everything's automated, completely automated. So there's a lot of talk behind what we can do as far as capabilities go. There's even more, but I'll stop there so I don't keep rambling on about the capabilities of Lumber. But I just get so jacked up about how many clients that we've made super happy by bringing them into using technology for the very first time. And they've been really psyched up about it, like, oh my gosh, this is actually helping. I can see the numbers and I know exactly where we're at.
No, that's really incredible. And hey, you're here to ramble on. We want to learn about it all. That's the whole point that we have you on as a guest. I have a lot of friends or a lot of acquaintances who work in construction, carpentry, something along those lines, or painting. And it's true. A lot of what you were saying before is like just kind of running back and forth, paper, word of mouth, calls, texts, a lot of stuff getting lost. So to be able to add this, I think, really makes a difference. And I also think it's one of those industries that people are kind of hesitant about going into it, because you got a lot of people who are great with their hands, great in the practical aspect, but not necessarily on the technical side, on more computerized or app-based or stuff like that. It's like, why would I need that? I'm just working on a house. So, as you said, you were in carpentry before getting into this, and this was your way in, essentially, and you said that your co-founders all had a background in this. So when you were creating this app, and now that it's out there, and now that you're continuing to work with other companies, what about this do you wish that you had when you were starting off in carpentry? So somebody who's brand new, who's in carpentry, construction, something like that, what was it, or what is it that you wish that you had that you are offering now to others?
Yeah, the app itself is really incredible. It really would have helped put in the times of the workers a lot faster. But I think one of the biggest pieces that's really not talked about too much is what it offers the back office. So on the payroll side of things, the people that are handling payroll, if we were working on a prevailing wage job where it required certified payroll, in order to do certified payroll reports, our back office person would have to completely do all those manually. And it would take a lot of time. I'm talking like hours, sometimes days, if we had a lot of certified payroll jobs. I know also, friends in the industry, when they're working with union companies, union configurations on the payroll side, it's not always easy. So, actually configuring the systems to match the agreements, the union agreements, and then have that entire process automated. So the data that's flowing in from the field to the back office, the timesheets can be approved and the payroll's automatically created so that they can actually submit payroll within 30 minutes is almost unheard of. I mean, our payroll person alone would take hours just trying to track down the times from the guys in the field. Like, hey guys, put your times in, put it in by this time, or you're not getting paid. There's almost some threats being have to throw out there to make sure that. So from a payroll perspective, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. So I think pointing that out the most, I think, would have been the biggest benefit to us, along with the application itself. And then when hiring, so what we do on the hiring side, in construction, you can come into a slow season where you have to offload a few workers. But in prime season and you need to hire a lot of workers, you might actually take on a ton of resumes. You need to connect to all the job boards. So our HR modules applicant tracking system is super powerful, more powerful than any ATS I've ever seen out there. It's incredible. Even if you're just interested in HR, I would highly suggest checking it out. It's really cool. So it connects to every job board out there, free job board, paid job board, and they can manage all the applicants through the system itself. Not only that, we've structured it so it can also work like a construction company. Word of mouth is huge in construction. A lot of friends and family work at construction. So what we did on the applicant tracking side is actually create a way that they can have a referral program built into an open position. And within our application, there's an in-app messaging we have two-way messaging, in-app messaging to the entire workforce. If they wanted to promote an open position to the entire workforce and somebody got that position filled by sharing the link with a friend or family, they can get a $50 bonus, $100 bonus, whatever the company wants to pay out. But it has helped really impact the HR hiring process by speeding it up a ton. And so that's that experience from HR, payroll, those back office people really benefit by implementing these type of technologies that we have today.
That really is incredible. And the fact that you're making it so streamlined and so easy, I'm sure is helping out a lot of different companies. Now, I'm just curious because it sounds like an amazing administrative assistant in a way. Have you guys considered branching out to other industries besides just construction? Because I can imagine a number of other industries could really benefit from a system like this. Is there any plans for that in the future? What exactly are you guys looking at when it comes to those future goals?
It's a really good question, and we're doing a lot, futuristic and AI and stuff like that I could talk about. But as far as like industries, so construction, we get pulled into manufacturing. So we actually don't have a choice in some matters because, so there's a lot of construction companies that are doing manufacturing, prefab, so be it. So there's a lot of different scenarios that we run into to accommodate the construction folks to make sure that they can use the apps that they're looking to use. What's nice too is as far as like industries go, so I'll stick to that topic, but as far as like the industry itself, I would say right now, yes, we're construction specific, but we also accommodate manufacturing. Could we explore other sectors like energy, all that as well in the future? Absolutely. So today we can accommodate any industry that we want. We technically can. The way that we've built it, we actually went after the hardest industry, which is construction. So can we do it? Yeah, absolutely. Like the entire software is built so robust it can manage any type of situation, even with like unit tracking, equipment tracking, supplies, materials, all of that information can be fed in through our system and be tracked, and you can put that towards the real job costing. So yes, we're construction specific. We do accommodate manufacturing. Will we go into more directions in the future? Only the future can tell.
It sounds like it would be a very seamless transition with a lot of things. As you said, in construction, you're already easing into manufacturing. And as you said, energy, too. That's a huge thing when it comes to construction and getting together houses, offices, regardless of what that would be. So I feel like that would be a seamless transition as well. So you might have a lot of awesome stuff and a lot of branching out in the near future. Something that you just mentioned about helping streamline when it comes to like the units and everything. Talking about like the actual materials when it comes to construction, when it comes to carpentry, when it comes to putting everything together. Inflation is killing things right now because you have the high cost of materials. The supply chains to be able to get some of the materials are just insane these days. So what is it that lumber is doing, as you alluded to already, can do to help alleviate some of those pains and headaches of keeping track of the materials that you have coming in and coming out?
Great question. And this is the most exciting part about lumber. I know I was kind of saving it for this part, but we are utilizing AI to help out with all of this. So we have what's called a smart planner. Let's say you need to build a road and you need 50% done in 3 days. and you only have 30% done in 3 days, and you need to figure out what needs to be done. The system can actually tell you what materials you need, how much labor you need to catch up and get it done in a specific amount of time.
Oh, wow.
So the AI Smart Planner is going to not only help you figure out what you need to create a job, but how much you need in order to complete that job in a certain amount of time. But on top of that, we are actually overlaying AI within the entire system. And that's talking time cards, payroll, everything, where the system will recognize any inconsistencies, behaviors, anything when it comes to labor, materials, equipment, and give the back office, basically keep you in the know. You know exactly what's going on, how much money is going out the door for what, where you're at with labor. And then even to add another layer to this, when it comes to scheduling your workers, when it's time to actually build that road, our system will create the schedule for you. Based off of all the employees that you have today, it will recommend the employees based off of licenses, certifications, proximity, knowing who's the best fit for that job task, when they should start working on it, when they should be able to complete it, and creating that labor force schedule to make things a lot easier on the back office as well. So making the recommendation saying, hey, for this type of job, you need, 5 project managers, 10 guys over here, 10 guys over here, and knowing exactly what you need to be capable of getting it done when you're expected to get it done is going to be a huge game changer for every contractor out there today.
That's huge. Absolutely. The planning stage can take up so much time and take up so much money before you even get out to working on the project. I know from, a music, a radio perspective, the pre-production stage can take so much longer than the production stage. And I'm sure that it definitely is the same when it comes to this as well. So being able to streamline that, get those things efficiently together, that's huge. That's huge to be able to put everything, plan it all out, and just get out there. Because I think that's one of the biggest complaints when it comes to people not in the industry. It's like, why the heck is this taking so long? You see things in the news, this gets delayed, this gets delayed. Now it's looking to open up or start at this time. And people in comment sections or to each other are always like, what the hell is holding this up? Why can't they just do it? And I think this is kind of really assisting on that. Do you have anything that you want to add to that stigma of oh my God, it's delayed again. It's delayed again.
The entire thing with the software that we're developing, what you said a lot was assisting, right? So the human intervention is definitely required. We need to read the behaviors to understand how we can be more efficient and make things move forward. So the system will recognize, even if you've planned project in the past, and it will recognize how you've created schedules in the past, how you've allocated time, labor, equipment, supplies in the past, and figure out, okay, they're typically doing it this way, but now maybe we can make some recommendations and suggestions to do it this way as well. So then they can actually see if they move the puzzle pieces around in a different way, maybe they can have a different result. So that's an interesting way to speed up things and get different results and hopefully come out with a positive. And then even to add to the assisting side, I guess I forgot to even mention this earlier, we are launching what's called Ask Eichler. So Ask Eichler, ILA stands for Intelligent Labor Assistant. So the person in the back office, if they need any custom reports or anything from the system, we have all the data and they can just request for it. I need this report in this template or in this format in an Excel spreadsheet with this data. Boom. They instantly get that report. That is unheard of.
Yeah.
It's unheard of in the industry. And we're doing a lot on the AI side to help out with that. But that even comes in line with, hey, John hasn't clocked in today. Go tell John to clock in. And Isla will actually send an in-app notification to John to clock in. So you have an assistant by your side throughout this whole process, making recommendations, suggestions. And it's just by using the data that we already have today. The more data input that you have, the more machine learning that the system will do, knowing the behaviors on how you work, and then eventually make a lot of your workflows and processes way more efficient. And ultimately, you're going to be making more money based off of that.
Absolutely. That sounds incredible. Eichler sounds really cool. As I said, that is unheard of to be able to get those kind of results that quickly. Now, of course, one of the big things when it comes to AI, one of the things that people are saying, like those who are against it, feeling as if people's jobs are going to be at stake and that it's going to be pushing people out. But based on a lot of what you're saying, it sounds like you still very much need the human element. This is, as we've been repeating over and over again, an assistant. This isn't a replacement, but it's an assistant to make things run faster. You have more money, and you can get, it sounds like you can get more people through the door this way because you're not constantly chasing down the few people that you have, right?
That's exactly right. The job actually becomes way more enjoyable. You can do more things, you can allocate your time better, and focus on things that can actually make the business more money. So it's like, what can you do more? You can do a lot more when you have an AI assistant by your side. And there's certain situations that we've seen human intervention is definitely required. And then we've noticed in construction, there's typically like one payroll person or two payroll people in the back office.
God bless.
And if, yeah, I know, right? And if they need to take a vacation, or maybe two of them need to be off, both of them got sick. And then who steps in to do the payroll? It's some random person that definitely does not want to do payroll, and they're not signed up to do payroll, but they get forced to do it anyways. So what we've actually also launched is what's called Lumber Care. And, well, we care. So Lumber Care actually can step in and actually approve timesheets and do payroll for you. It is a way to get us to come in and help you. It's not, I wouldn't recommend that it's something that you're doing constantly every single time. It's just something to come in and take care of anytime that a worker needs to take a day off, or you need backup, or somebody's on vacation, or even if you're an owner trying to do your own payroll and you need somebody to step in and do it for you. So we do have Lumber Care that can take over and help them out in that capacity.
That's awesome. Having that kind of freedom and flexibility makes such a difference. Freeing up one's time really does make things more accessible to, as you said, make the company more money, but also have a much more enjoyable experience. Enjoyable experience with their job, and then the flexibility to be able to enjoy their own life at the same time without the worries and the headaches of issues past. No, that's really incredible. Again, we're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. We're speaking with Lou Perez, one of the co-founders of Lumber, and how they're revolutionizing the construction industry with this incredible application. So for those who want to integrate lumber into their business, what's the best way to reach out and to find out more and how they can adopt it into their own construction?
Yeah, check out our website. We have an amazing website. It's lumberfi.com. It's lumberfi.com. If you deal with certified payroll reports and prevailing wage, we actually have a free AI audit tool on our website you can upload your certified payroll reports to and get the feedback on what the results should be. So it's a really neat way. Go check out the website. Also reach out to us. You can call us at 224-545-2548 or email me directly, lou@lumberfi.com. So it's LOU@lumberfi.com.
Terrific. And, of course, we'll have all links and information in the description of this episode so you don't have to hunt down very far. So, Lou, thank you again for coming on to this episode of In Touch. Before we wrap up,
Thank you.
Is there any last little nugget that you want to leave our listeners here in the Hudson Valley?
I do, actually. So I also host a podcast called The Builder Upper Show, where I will feature construction owners to come on and highlight their business, talk about the history, the culture, everything that you do in construction. I want to learn about it and have you on The Builder Upper Show as a guest. And it's free. There's, nothing tied to it. Just come on. We like to highlight you and spotlight you and hopefully put you out there and from a marketing perspective as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So where can people find this podcast of yours? Is it everywhere?
It's all over. Just look up The Builder Upper Show. You can Google it. It's on our website. a really neat show where we're really highlighting construction owners and pushing them out there and helping their companies grow in any way.
That's terrific. And, of course, we'll make sure that we have the links and information for that in the description as well. Yeah, Hudson Valley businesses, if you want to get in on this, get a little more promotion out there, a little more information, and just kind of like be able to have these kind of conversations with each other, listen to the Builder Upper Show, and also get on. See if you can have one of these discussions. That's awesome. How long have you been doing this show, the Builder Upper Show?
So it's almost a year old. It's going really well. We've had amazing guests in the past. I think my favorite part is just learning where everybody started. That's my favorite part. We do hear a lot of family business. People started in their garage. Some people just had one truck. And then today they are a whole different company managing a ton of people. So it's amazing journeys that I've heard and stories.
It's incredible. Yeah, honestly, the stories of growth, the ups and downs, what got them to certain places. And just like with you guys, you guys started from something and all your individual careers, you came together and now you're helping build all these other companies as well. So, Lou, again, thank you for being on this episode of In Touch. I'm going to go hop over to the Builder Upper Show now because I want to hear what's going on over there. So should you. We got all those links and information in the description of this episode. Again, Lou, thank you so much.
Thank you, Conor.
And there you have it. Thank you, Conor, and thank you, Lou, for informing us about lumber. If you or someone you know or work with could benefit from something like this, visit their website at lumberfi.com. That's LUMBERFI.com. Or you can give them a call at 1-224-545-2548. Get your projects and goals streamlined today with lumber. That's it for us. Until next time, thank you for staying in touch with the Hudson Valley.